Hey everyone, it's Diddy Goops back again with another video. We're playing the 10-minute pool, playing against Kamal 0A21 from Afghanistan. I wonder if this guy was born in August 21, 21st. That'd be pretty cool. But let's go ahead and crush this guy. We gotta win a few more games. Playing in the French defense exchange variation. Could go ahead, play knight e7. We've seen this opening thousands, not thousands of times, but at least 15 times I would say on this channel actually. That's actually a crazy number. Out of like 110, 112 games, maybe. Or actually, maybe this is 113. I think this is episode 113, guys. 113 episodes, and this is maybe like the 15th or so time we've seen this. It's quite impressive, honestly. Looks like our opponent isn't very used to knight e7. But again, for those who don't know, knight e7, we're playing this with the idea of just bishop f5, trying to trade away this bishop. Of course, if he takes it, we take the knight, and our knight looking pretty happy. Just gonna go ahead and castle here. And the reason we're trying to trade this bishop away immediately is because when our pieces are going to be on these squares, they're going to be pretty weak. Okay, we got this move. Interesting. We were trying to look at this like earlier with like the engine, and I can't remember if f6 is playable here. Maybe f6 was playable. f6, he goes back here, h4, and maybe then we can play this move, knight f5, and this actually looks kind of okay. Let's go for it. Honestly, I mean, may as well try it out. Let's try it out. Pushing that piece back. Let's go ahead and play knight f5. Of course, if he takes with this bishop, we just take back. He just lost his bishop. If he just goes back here, we'll just take. He'll probably take with the h pawn, maybe even the f pawn actually. We'll see how he does it, but looks fine for me. I mean, I'd be happy because again, we have the bishop pair. He doesn't. Should be pretty awesome. He goes back. I'll go ahead and just take you immediately. Not an issue. Not an issue. Okay. Very cool so far. Well, we need to look for our other pieces as well. Usually, we're gonna play something like c6 in this position just to keep the safe. But I'm thinking like c6 and maybe like bishop b4 and queen here. I don't know. I think c6 is a fine move. I'm not sure where exactly this knight is going. Yeah, I'm not sure where this knight is going. That's something. Because even if I go here, then maybe I just keep it on the queen side. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna go ahead with c6 though. Bishop b4 makes sense. Queen b6 makes sense. Like here, maybe just immediately. I don't know if that makes sense though. I'm gonna go for it. Though I need to figure out where my other pieces are going. I can put this bishop over here, and this works because he doesn't actually have h3 anymore, so our bishop's gonna be staying there. Of course we can just bring it back like here or something, I don't know, one of these squares. That also works. His knight is moving. I'm gonna go ahead and put this bishop here now. Bishop there makes sense. Pawns are moving. Something we could do is start pushing this and maybe just try to go here and push him out. What is this knight doing? Is like a great question to ask. But he also is preparing something like queen here or queen here and attacking this pawn. That's actually a serious thing to think about. What are we going to do about this pawn? Could go here, or sorry, knight d7. He goes here. Maybe we just play this. But then if he takes, this is looking great for him. So that's not a very good defense. So knight here. Let's say he goes over there. How do we stop everything? This is a move that actually does pop up. That is actually a move. It's a little scary after something like this. Because if he takes, then I take. So like here, I go f5, or sorry, whoa. Knight d7, queen c2, f5. Knight here is actually really scary. And idea again, yeah, he has 3 attackers. I only have 1, or 2 defenders. If I play g6 and he plays this kind of move here, f6. Bishop can't really go back. I don't know actually. Or we play g6 immediately and just put our king in front. That's also one way to play it. I think this seems like this is one of the best, safest ways, honestly. I don't really like it too much because we are pushing our pawns. Yep, queen goes there. We could play this move. He goes here then. Or if we take right now, he takes. Okay, it's hard to take here. I'm gonna go with pawn up. This is an interesting move, but he doesn't go for it. He does not go for it. In fact, he puts this over here, which is really interesting because I could take, he takes here, and then maybe our knight just tries to come here and we push this and just do something simple like that. But I think, yeah, this knight should come out first. Or do we just immediately trade? If we trade, he takes, and then I go here, knight. Yeah, let's just do it. I think this is fine. We'll go ahead and take there, bring up this knight over here. He could go here, but I don't think it's much of an issue. Just protect it like this. Okay, he doesn't go there. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe this is an issue. Maybe we have to go pawn or rook here and contest this. Let's go ahead and do that. He has opened up this file, though, and maybe there will be attacks going on from here. It'll be interesting, definitely. We need to think about how to bring this rook into a playable square, though. Take here, pawn takes. He does close a lot of things up, actually. I don't think that's great for him. I'll go ahead and push this. He goes here. If I take, he takes. I think this looks fine. But we can put our knight here now. So all of a sudden, it feels like we're starting to fix our position. If he does something like this, okay, so he goes there. Have to take, I think. He takes. Makes sense. I think we take. King takes. We take here, maybe. He takes. This pawn is hanging. Let's go. Oh, he took with the bishop. So he doesn't lose his piece. We could take here. He takes. Knight goes here. Okay, this is interesting. Put the knight there. So we're controlling these squares. He could come in here, but I mean, queen here, and I think we're attacking this pawn and almost winning it. So then he's worried about that. Okay. That's all right. We could play this as a move. If he pushes, we put a check here. How do you defend this pawn? I'm not sure. Okay, he goes there. Go ahead and give him the check. We also have opposite colored bishops, so actually if everything draws or trades away, I don't think it's great. We could go here, now we're threatening something here. I think this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense because our queen can jump into so many great squares immediately. Now we're putting him in pressure. It's interesting. He goes there. Checks are in the air. Checks are definitely possible. If we give him a check, let's say he goes here, which is really the only move. Maybe some piece here. Could go here too. He takes. Check. Wait, I don't really see how we're doing this actually. Starts to get a little confusing, honestly. We go here. He plays this move, which seems pretty obvious for him. We back up here. I don't really see what threats we're making. If we play this, he goes here. That's just a free pawn. So that would be great for us. But if he takes, give him a check here. I don't know. Let's try it out. I think I want to open up his king. I think opening his king is probably the best. Probably makes sense. Again, if he goes here, we just take with the pawn. He goes there. Okay, I'm going to give him this check. Goes there. Could take it this way too. Give him this check. He takes, I take your check. I don't really see it though. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go here. I feel like this makes enough sense. I'll give him this check. Oh, this is tough. It's definitely tough. Goes there. Give him this check. He goes here. Give him this check. He goes here. Let's give him the check. See how he deals with it. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. Give him this check too, while we're at it. King here. We have this. Can I at least win a pawn and maybe go here? Okay, he's giving us a free check. I'd love to take this pawn. Also threatening this. Don't know if he sees it. But I'm trying to bring in like another piece into the attack. Is what I'm trying to do. So setting up a lot of threats here. And our pieces are all in his face. And he's trying to think, well, I've got 4.5 minutes left on the clock. How do I defend against whatever is going on here? My queen is also keeping him in danger. Of course, if he takes here, we just take here, check. He goes back. Or I guess he could go here too. But then maybe at this point we can finally just take, and we should be happy. Or maybe if he goes here, maybe it's better to just take like this. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure. He goes there. I'm going to go ahead and give him this check, because where else can his king go? We're already covering these squares. Covered this too, this is all covered. Give him this check. If he goes here, I think we just give him this check. He goes here. Uh-oh. Now what? If we go here, definitely setting up threats. He has one check here. After we go into this corner, though, he doesn't actually have any checks. And now we're just threatening this as a mate. Of course, we're also just threatening to take his knight. If he goes here, check. We go here. He can't go all the way back here because our knight. It covers it just perfectly. Let's see what our opponent thinks of. If he goes here and we give him this check, he goes here. So maybe... Okay, he went there. Interesting. I think I have to just take. Oh, I had a free bishop. We're actually so low on time that all of a sudden I don't even know if we can win this just because of time trouble. That's so sad. But this endgame just looks completely winning to me. Endgame and all, really. It's kind of sad that we probably don't have the time to win this anymore. Oh, he just dropped his bishop too, and we don't do anything against it. We have no time. We have no time, dude. We just don't have time to win this. Otherwise, it's actually so easy. We just don't have the time. That's so unfortunate, guys. Completely crushing. But that's the game. That is how the game goes on. If this was Lichess, there's even a chance that we win this. But we just don't have the time. It's unfortunate. It happens, guys. Actually, right here, I just have to play this move. And I'm just threatening this, knight g3. And we're just going to promote. No way for him to stop us. It happens. Crushing, but it happens. Let's go ahead into the game review. Just check this stuff out. Lost this game. And definitely we had chances to win earlier as well. So let's go ahead and check this game review out. Over here, we played all of this. And we find f6, which is excellent, apparently. Best move, apparently, is knight c6. Knight c6 is interesting. If you go something like this, trying to attack this pawn, apparently we played h6. And, of course, you can't just take this yet because this is hanging. If he takes here, I think we can just take with the... Oh, we take with our knight. And I guess our knight... Again, we're doing the same exact idea. You can play c6 to cover this pawn, but it's just the same exact idea. So that's interesting. But if you just go straight back, then what? No way f6 comes up. f6 is such a weird move given, like, we're just making so many light score weaknesses. So I don't really like that. Here is an idea. And if he takes this pawn, I guess we were supposed to take here, check. And it doesn't make sense for us to take back the knight. Knight's in a weird square. But he goes here, And we take with this with our queen. And I guess now we're threatening this pawn too. And this is actually looking fine for us. Bishop g3, attacking this pawn. And looks like we just have to give that up. Bishop b4. Can't take this just yet, or else like he's gonna get absolutely crushed on the king side immediately. But if he just goes, I guess let's say if he goes this move, protecting everything. But then I have bishop check or queen check, right? Or no, knight f5 also shows up. I guess this pawn is also hanging. So even though he might win this pawn, we're gonna win this pawn, and we have so much activity as well. So that's interesting. That's a good way to play it, honestly. We played f6, which is okay. We did all this, and queen b6 is a bit of a mistake. And apparently he was supposed to find this move right here. Pretty cool. If I take here, he has c5. My bishop is in danger. Go to c7 because at least keep it on this diagonal. If we go back here, it's a little weird after like maybe rook here, and now we're getting poked. But queen is on this square, and he can play moves like even rook b1. And if we take here, it's dangerous because queen c1 is apparently a move. And for some reason, bishop takes g3 is the best move. Trying to think why exactly this is an issue, but I guess if I just waste a move like knight d7, he has rook a1, and all of a sudden our queen is trapped. Remember, we also, because since he played c5, we can't run all the way back to b6. So maybe this is not the best move. After c4, though, I guess it's just, yeah, queen takes b2 is still the best move, which is interesting. Rook b1, and then queen takes a2, rook a1, queen b2, c5, let's say. I go back here with the bishop. And rook b1, queen c3, checking this pawn. But it seems like he has a very easy way to get like a draw if he wants to. So that's one thing. So this is definitely not good for us. And of course, it says plus 2.1. Probably because he has open files where he wants to attack. This is going to be very easy for him to attack. So probably not great. But this is what happened in the game. We played this move, and we're playing this all fine. g6 is actually the best move. So we found that. We took here, and this is all fine, I think. Over here, this is great. Play f5, which is perfect. He goes there. This is just perfect. Apparently, this was better. If he takes here, now we take here, which really leads to the same exact thing. Doesn't it? No, it's not. It was close, but over here we're supposed to take with the pawn, actually. And I guess this forces him to take with the bishop. Of course, if he takes here, this is a big mistake because I just take this bishop. He can't save this rook because he has to worry about his queen. And here we can just take either with the knight, maybe. Actually, the knight probably sits on the square. That's probably best for it. Or the king. But bishop takes, knight here, and like we're just up a piece. So actually, I was just up a piece here, but I missed it. Instead of taking this rook, then what he has to do is just play bishop e2, which is a little sad. But then after we trade like this, and we play knight f6, this pawn is safe, and it's a passer. It's hard for him to take out. He could play something like this for now and try to save this, but apparently we have queen a5. And of course, if he takes here, this is going to be a mistake because we have check here and forking this. He can't also just protect it because we just take this bishop. He also can't block with this knight because then we take his queen. So look at that. We're seeing that. So that's how we should have played. We did all this, and this is still fine. Playing it actually perfectly for now. We find queen d8, perfect moves. Queen h4, perfect move. This was the mistake. And honestly, I mean, here it was a bit hard to figure out what exactly do we want to do. Now I'm realizing, though, that if we just move this knight, we actually have mate threats already. Playing queen h3 is not that great for him. I think if we just trade, we are... Actually, no, this might be just a draw. This would just be a draw because all pawns are actually still equal. So probably not do that. But if he goes queen h3, we have to keep the queen alive, put it on e1 like we found earlier, or in the actual game. Taking this knight, and of course this is so active. He also now can't go like to the square because the queen isn't protecting it anymore. So if he goes like knight c4, which is really sort of sad because this is the wrong square, you don't want to be on this side. Bishop g3 now, there's so many threats that you can't really all deal with. Just trying to stop this. If you play something like this, I just have knight f4. And now your queen is just looking so stupid. Though we have to find that move. Played like this. He takes there, gave him this check, which is a bit of a mistake. When we take it like this is actually, we just threw the entire game. into a draw. But this is all right. And all of a sudden, we're finding some stuff. We find this bishop check. He goes there, which is actually just a straight mistake because we have queen b1, take here, check. And we find this move, which is correct. Go here. Find knight f4, which is the right move. He goes there. Queen takes b2 is their best move. King d1. Bishop e3 had to be found. Not this move, but bishop e3. And now this threat is unstoppable. The way he stopped this was by doing this. But bishop e3, he can't do this because we just have checkmate. Over here, I don't even know how you save it. King e1 is apparently shown. But with king e1, check. He has to block, and then you take this. And you're just so strong. After this, though, we still have queen takes f1, so this is still supposed to be fine. But I kind of just missed this. It's unfortunate. Straight up missed this. If he goes here, try to get check here, he takes this pawn. I don't know how if you really want to do that because my queen and knight are right next to your king. You have check here. If he just goes here, mate, go here, check here. He can run away here, but then I have check here, and then all of a sudden you just have no pawns left. King b1 apparently. Find queen c1 check. He goes here. Here we go, and that's how you win the queen. Unfortunately, we didn't find all these. We just missed. We also missed the hanging bishop, but this is still completely winning for us because look at our pawn. It's so strong. He hung this bishop over there, but we can just literally keep pushing this pawn. And unfortunate. Oh, we could have just brought this king over here. That's actually smart. I just didn't think of that. But again, we have 6 seconds left. And I think at this point, even if we promote the queen, it's a bit hard to win this. Even pre-moves take 0.1 seconds, so can't convert this, unfortunately. But here, like, all we need to do is keep pushing this pawn, and it's just a win. It happens. In our hearts, we won, but time trouble gets us, and we flag just at the very end. But definitely still a great game. This was the French defense exchange variation, and I'll go ahead and see you guys later. Bye-bye.